We're in trances, going off to different places, different planets. Watch your aura pass me by, losing balance. What if we run out of time and second chances? Empty-handed. You like the fast life, you like to drive and get down and dirty, act like the bad guy. You want some love, be like when you feel like calling at midnight. You got the best of me, you got me losing sleep.
Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen my face before, nice to meet you. My name is Rebecca. I'm a 30-year-old mum here in Australia and I am on a low income. I'm on Centrelink here. I am a disabled person. I have a child who has special needs. So you know, my channel was focused on low income earners and budgeting and just generally opening the floor about finances and, you know, financial freedom, whether that is something that you're looking for, or debt journeys, debt payoff, student loans. I also do monthly reset videos, and then I also talk about motherhood. I actually recently just did a really vulnerable video about motherhood. I was having a really hard moment. I also talk about disabilities and just like how I navigate that. So if you like what you see, like what you hear, please hit subscribe and join the family here. I would love to have you. So today's video I'm going to be breaking down my net worth. So I'm 30 years old and I've never done this before. I have a rough idea of what I might have. I'm probably likely definitely in the negative, which is okay. I'm actually not too fussed about that. I think it's more so just visually seeing, okay, I have this much in debt versus this much owing, which brings up a total of like my net worth. Just for context as well, I am in a long-term relationship. We are not married, so we don't combine finances in that sense. So you'll see in all of my monthly resets and things like that, all of our, like we're just separate with everything, but we are still very transparent and open with each other about where our money goes and what we're paying and those sorts of things. Here we are on my laptop. I've got the net worth calculator up by cwcu.com.au if you're interested. And we're just gonna go through it. So we got assets. So obviously I don't own a home at the moment, so that's just staying at zero. I do have a car, so that's worth about, I paid $3,000 for that. So then we've got household contents, so things like furniture, window coverings, linen, heaters, coolers, plants, TVs, etc, etc. And then down the bottom here too, we've also got like personal things like jewelry and clothes and sporting stuff. So very rough estimate, I would say for household stuff is probably like 8.5, honestly, 8.5 grand. Just because like we've got our bed, 2 TVs, we've got like what I've got, you know, my 2 consoles, my PC, my desk, my chair, you know, all those little things that do add up. So I'm gonna put 8.5 there. And this obviously is not going to be a complete, absolute, accurate number. It's just a very rough estimate to see where I'm at 30 years old. I think if I had done this much earlier, like in my early 20s, it would have been much worse. So, okay, personal things, I'm probably gonna honestly put like $1,000. I know that's a lot, but that's probably how much I have. That includes jewelry and stuff. I don't have any, like we don't have any sporting equipment or anything like that, so that's fine. Savings at the moment, I've got about 500, so let's do that. I don't have anything in shares and trusts. I don't have any artwork or anything either. And then other, okay, so that's it. So it's pretty much 10 grand. We'll go with that. I do have like 2 insurance policies. I've got a term life and then I've got Bupa, just like extras, but I don't understand what the surrender value is and what that means. So I'm gonna leave that at 0. Okay, loans or loans owing on. So housing and land, obviously I don't have that. I also don't have anything owing on cars or anything like that. Furniture, I don't have anything. Education, I do technically. I have student loans. I have a PSL and a help debt. So in Australia, if you don't know, I did do a bit more of a breakdown on my paying off student loans video. But basically our student loans here are income based, so you only have to pay when you hit a certain like income threshold amount at your job. I think you have to start earning over 54,000 or something like that per year to start having to pay percentage off of your student loans. Otherwise, if you're under that threshold, you don't have to pay anything. You are not obligated to. You do have voluntary payments, which is what I've been doing and I will continue to do next year. I'm taking a bit of a pause for the rest of the year so that I can bulk up my savings, so then I can go into 2026 like just fully, well, not fully stocked up in savings, but a lot more than what I usually am, and then I can focus on paying on the student loans. We don't have the interest here. We do have something called indexation, which is kind of like a percentage per year, which is charged on all of our accounts per year, and it's usually like 3% or less. The highest it's ever been, I believe it was 2022, I think it was like 7%, which is insane, but usually it's very, very low, very minimal. Even though it's something that I don't have to pay, you know, legally I'm not obligated to, it is something that I want to pay, completely be debt free. I don't owe anybody anything type of, you know, like feeling, having real financial freedom in that sense. So anyway, that totals to about 13.5 at the moment. Okay, credit cards. Technically Afterpay is now a credit card, so I do have about 680. We'll go 700. And that's it. I don't have any other, like, yeah, those are the two only debts that I have at the moment. So, okay, that's it. So, let's calculate. My total assets, I have about 13,000. My total liabilities, 14,200. So, my total calculated net worth at this current time, at 30 years old, is minus 1,200, I think I'm reading that correctly. I really did think that was the lowest. And also, you know, once I pay off all of that debt, like, I'm going to be leveled out, and I'm going to be able to really start building up my net worth, and I'm really excited to do that. This has been a very humbling experience, let me tell you. Honestly, again, like I said, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. It's definitely something that I'm going to be able to do within the next year, like get that up into the positives. But yeah, look, it's not perfect, but it's not also horrendous either, so I'm going to take my wins where I have them. And I definitely think this is a really, really big motivation to, like, yes, okay, this is why, to build better wealth, to have better financial freedom, not just for myself and my family that I've now built, but for my child and her future, and, you know, the legacy that I'm leaving behind for her. I think that's something that I really truly value now as a parent. I really should have valued it before for myself. I think that's where we're going to leave it here for today's video, so thank you all so much for watching. Comment down below your net worth if you're comfortable, and let's open up the stage. Let's open up the, like, vocabulary of just finances and being really transparent and honest. I really just want to reiterate that there is no shame in whatever number it is. Like, I just openly shared mine, but it is something that I really want to be open and transparent, especially from my perspective as someone who is a low income earner. So if you are on a similar, like, income to me, like I am right there with you, we can do this together. Let's do it. Let's get out of debt. Let's be financially free together. So thank you all again for watching. Hope you're doing well and staying safe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.